Where do I see myself in 5 years time? Dealing with tantrums. Do I ever get bored of YouTube? It was so traumatic. Post-lockdown plans. About the new house. What the boys' current bedtimes are. Are you a real human? About the business side of things. How my husband Matt is doing. And someone else asked about a health update. How my fitness is going. How do you stay productive? And having a scan down there next week. How do you keep your relationship healthy with Matt? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A with me. So I asked you guys on my YouTube community tab if you had any questions at all, and there are quite a few. So I thought I would just sit down, have a catch up with you guys and answer some questions. And this video is actually going live on the day that I film it. The kids went back to school this morning, so I feel like I have a bit more space to film, and I didn't want to over the weekend at all because as we got closer to back to school, I started feeling a bit emotional that it's like the end of an era, even though I'd been looking forward to it for so long, and you know, we all need this little bit of normality. But I started to feel really sad about it, so I thought I'd film it now that they're at school. But Jackson's actually at home today. He's playing with Matt in the other room. They're playing stickle bricks, but yeah, hopefully I can just sit down, have a catch up with you guys. Right, so I'm just going to start at the top of the questions, and the first one is, whilst running a home and bringing up boys and managing a business, how do you keep your relationship healthy with Matt? I feel that my relationship can suffer, and I would agree with that statement. I feel like for us in the past year, it's almost been like the last priority in a weird way. Probably shouldn't be, but it's gone kids, homeschooling, work, and then managing the household. There's just been so many meals to make and cleaning to do. It's been so difficult to make time for each other. And the normal way that we would connect would be to have a date night. And of course you can't get a babysitter, or there's no restaurants open. Like we can't have like one-to-one time like we normally would. Hopefully that will change in the near future, but it's definitely been difficult. And for us, we normally like sit down at the end of the day and we'll watch TV together. We've been watching a terrible show at the moment, which is so addictive, Married at First Sight, Australia. We've been watching that together. But even that, I feel like it was easier when the kids were little, because we've always had a good bedtime routine for the kids. And when they were small, they'd all be in bed by 7 p.m. But now it's more like 9 p.m. because our 10-year-old goes up at 8:30, brushes his teeth, like chills out. So by the time everyone's actually asleep, it's 9 p.m. and we'll hang out on the couch, and normally both with our laptops in front of us, also doing work because we have to catch up from the stuff we've missed in the day. So from 9 till 11, we'll pretty much be like sat together, but both working and watching TV. So I feel like I haven't really got a good answer for you. I guess if you don't have a good bedtime routine, that would be key, because if you have very young children, you can have that evening together. But at the moment, it is just such a juggle. So I'm hoping that will change when the world opens up again. But yeah, sorry, I don't know if that was a good answer. The next question is, how do you stay productive and manage to get things done when you have kids? I really struggle to be motivated when I'm constantly busy clearing things up. And yes, it is so difficult to get things done, especially when you have very little ones. But something I would recommend is if you write down just 3 things a day that you want to get done. It might be, say for me, I want to make a home cooked meal tonight. I want to clean my office space, and I want to film a video. If I can just get those 3 things done, then I feel like I've achieved so much. And sometimes I'll manage to get more done, sometimes I won't. But it's very difficult when you have young children. I used to love when my kids would nap, because I could get so much done in that 1 or 2 hour period. And then when they stopped napping, I would let my kids have quiet time just so I could keep on top of stuff. So don't feel guilty if your child watches a show for half an hour, has the tablet for a little bit of time, if it just helps you manage everything else that's going on in your life. I don't think you need to feel guilty about quiet time if they've also had an outing already that day, or you have sat down and played with them for a while. And something else I love to do is set a little timer. If I set a timer for 10 minutes and I'm like, right, I'm gonna blitz this room, or just do as much as I can in 10 minutes to say this room, you can actually get so much done in 10 minutes. You'll be surprised. So that's something that I do a lot as well. There were also quite a few questions about how my fitness is going and if I could do an update. So some of you will know that after the November lockdown and Christmas, I was feeling really sluggish and I wanted to get back on track because when we moved house, fitness was something that just went completely out of the window. So over the past 12 weeks, I've been really making an effort to exercise more and just watch what I'm eating. And so far I've lost 16 pounds in total. So I'm really pleased that my efforts are working, and most weeks I'll just lose like a pound a week, but overall it just feels like so much, and I'm feeling so much healthier and I've got so much more energy. So I'm really pleased, and I've just been more mindful. Like if I only do 4,000 steps by 5 p.m, I'll say to Matt, oh, you know, do you mind if I go for a walk or go on the treadmill for a bit or do a little workout? So yeah, so far so good. I've also had a few questions about how my husband Matt is doing throughout the pandemic and being at home and everything. And I would say that overall he's been good. We both had our ups and downs, but he always seems in quite good spirits. He's always cracking jokes and stuff, and he's been amazing at homeschooling the kids. I feel like he could be a teacher because he's really got away with them. So yeah, we've been good, but we have had to give each other breaks. Like he loves to do the food shop because he jokes like it's like a break. He can just go and like be productive but like be on his own, and I feel sad for him because none of his friends really live locally, so it's not like he could go for a run. Like I go for a run with one of my best friends, and it's so nice to just get some exercise but also like a chat to someone that's not in your immediate family, and he's not really had that. And I feel like women overall are quite good at, like, my WhatsApp groups are like constantly going off, like we're always connecting, whereas like he's got one group like that but not like as much as us. So yeah, I think normality will be nice. I mean, thank God for you guys and the channel. He's been helping me more on the channel while he's been at home. He's been editing, because sometimes if we need to get work done, like he could edit for me, and then it's also just like a bit of space as well, and you feel like you're doing something. So yeah, I think a few of you guys have noticed that he's doing a bit more and filming more. And while we're talking about the channel, I did also get a question about the business side of things. Someone asked, do you have a team that helps you run your channel, edit your videos, etc.? So I did actually make a video called Behind the Scenes, so I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. There's more in that. But I do have a woman that helps me 3 days a week. Obviously in the past year it has been like virtually. Before she would help me film, because when I film a foodie video, it's so nice to have someone right there getting all of the shots. When I move the tripod around and the camera, it does actually take so long. Like if I film a cleaning video, it probably takes me double the time to actually clean than if I wasn't filming, because I have to keep moving like the camera angles and everything. But I don't mind doing it because it's motivating and people love those kinds of videos. But yeah, she helps me film, she helps me research topics, she helps analyze my stats on Instagram and YouTube. It's just really nice to have someone to bounce off of and to help like create ideas. And so yeah, I've really loved having her and having her help. We've been doing loads on Pinterest, we've been doing more on Reels on Instagram. I'd love you guys to follow me over there as well. So she's great. Obviously Matt has been helping a bit as well, but when it comes to editing the videos, like both of them can edit as well, but I must admit I like to keep that quite close to my chest. I like to edit myself, and I do really enjoy like the techie side of things, and I also have a manager who helps me. Like she does all of the liaising with brands. If I ever work with a brand, she does all of that and like helps on that side of things with like contracts and stuff that I actually know nothing about. And the next question really made me laugh. It was from Lydia Jane, and she said, are you a real human? Do you have down days? And yes, I 100% do have down days. Obviously you guys see me in videos when I'm being very productive and like having a good day, and although I'm quite optimistic, I definitely have my moments, especially in the past year. And the week leading up to my cycle is always the worst. Like I've been struggling with my hormones, which I've talked about a bit on this channel, and someone else asked about a health update. So I'm having further tests done in the next couple of months, so I'll keep you updated. I've been really open about all this, but I'm having a scan down there next week, then I'm having a blood test in a few weeks, and then I'm having a meeting with a consultant to just figure out why I'm struggling so much with my cycle. I'm pretty much, from what I've read and what I see, I think it's either I'm struggling with PCOS or endometriosis. Maybe endometriosis because my sister had it and my mum's had problems as well. But the only way to really diagnose that is through keyhole surgery. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I would really love to get to the bottom of like why I've been struggling so much. Someone also asked what the boys' current bedtimes are. So we pretty much still have the routine of between 6 p.m. and 6:30. We'll bring all the boys upstairs. They will have a shower or bath, and then we'll hang out in Jackson's room. Then between 7 and 7:30, I'll put Jackson to bed normally. And then while I'm putting Jackson to bed, Matt will put Caleb to bed, or vice versa. Caleb is 7 years old, but he still gets so tired. He's so active. So he goes to bed still at like 7:30. And then we'll all come back downstairs with Fraser, and then Fraser normally goes up at like 8:30 to 9 p.m. I feel like in lockdown it's been getting later and later, but the two younger ones, we still have books and like they go to bed. But with Fraser, while we're putting the two little ones to bed, he'll read part of a novel. He's reading The Midnight Gang at the moment, so he'll read then while we're putting the two little ones to bed, and then we'll all go downstairs. And then when it's his bedtime, obviously he's 10 years old, and it's like the weirdest thing. You just kind of say, okay, maybe go to bed now, and he'll go up, brush his teeth, and go to bed like on his own. And when I had young children, I couldn't imagine that, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. They just can put themselves to bed when they're older. I also had a few questions about the new house, how it's going here, when the building work is going to start, etc. So we're so pleased that we decided to make the move. We were really nervous about it because we loved our old house, but we're really pleased that we decided to go for it. The kids have been loving the extra space, especially outdoors. We've got like a path that runs around our house, and the kids are always running around the house, scooting, biking. They love the garden, like they love the trampoline, and I'm obsessed with the view, which I keep showing on my Instagram. And we've actually set up a home Instagram account, and we're talking about every single detail over there. Matt is involved over there as well because he really knows like everything about the build, and we're really hoping that work can start in the summer. Obviously we're doing up rooms like one by one. Like Jackson's room is done, we're now on to Fraser's room, and then Caleb's and their bathroom is happening. But we're just getting quotes at the moment for like the extension part of the build, and we just hope that we can pin down a builder because they're obviously all super busy, because now that everyone's been spending so much time at home, they've realized how important their home is. So we just hope that we can get a builder. If we can, we're hoping it will start in the summer. But yeah, everything like building supplies, they're all harder to get hold of. Even for the boys' bathroom renovation, like just the supplies for that are just taking longer to get. So it's just going to be a longer process, but we're very happy here. Someone else asked, do we have any big post-lockdown plans? And we're really just missing like the simple things like going for lunch or going for dinner. I'm missing my friends. I can't wait to hug everyone. I'm a very tactile person, so I'm missing that. Obviously missing family abroad. So we definitely want to get to Spain to see Matt's dad. We definitely want to get to Canada to see my mum and sister. We have booked a little staycation in the May-June half term. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, just missing like people mostly. So no like big plans. I'd love to like have a party for Matt's 40th when everything is back to normal, because we couldn't really celebrate it. So maybe like in a year's time, it'd be nice to do that, but that's pretty much it. Someone asked, have your children ever broken a bone? My 3-year-old has just broken her leg, so any tips would be great. So if you guys have any tips, please put them in the comments below for her. None of the boys have actually broken a bone, but Caleb did dislocate his elbow when he was very little, and they just popped it right back in the hospital, and he was absolutely fine after that. Like you wouldn't have even known which arm it had happened to. Obviously Jackson's had stitches or like glue on his eye because he fell over on Christmas Day when he was 1, and that was so traumatic. But yeah, other than that, touch wood, oh my gosh, that's all that we've had at the moment. When I was 5 years old, I broke my arm quite badly. I fell off of a climbing frame, and I really remember it. I remember like being so itchy in the cast. I would like put pencils down it to try and itch my arm. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Someone asked if we iron clothes because we never show it in our videos, but I would say that Matt and I both just iron on a need to wear basis. We never have like a big pile of ironing that we need to do. It's like, I'm gonna wear this top, so I need to iron it today. And when it comes to the kids' school uniforms, we try to get all of the non-iron shirts and trousers. And if you get it right out of the tumble dryer straight away and like hang it up, like you don't need to iron loads. So we try to avoid it as much as possible. I know some people find it really therapeutic, and I'm a bit like that when it comes to like the washing up and vacuuming. I find that quite therapeutic, but ironing is not the one for me. I also had a question about dealing with tantrums, and I have made a whole video about that, so I will link that down below. But when it came to disciplining the boys when they were little, we pretty much just had the thinking step. So if we told them not to do something and they kept it up, they'd have to sit on the thinking step for as many minutes as their age. And I don't think anyone's ever been on the thinking step for more than 3 minutes. So that makes me think that after the age of 3, they behave quite well. And to be honest, in the past year, they've had a few like emotional moments, but it's so understandable. And overall, they're really good boys. There were also a few questions like, do I ever wake up and not feel like filming? Do I ever get bored of YouTube? Where do I see myself in 5 years time? And stuff like that. And to be honest, I feel like I'm just riding this wave as far as it will take me, and like, who knows? My plan with this channel, obviously I started it when Caleb, my 7-year-old, was just 6 months old, and it was very much a hobby, and I thought, well, my mum and sister can watch these little videos and it might also help other mums. So that was like the reasoning behind it. And for 2 to 3 years, it was like the slowest growth. Like I'm talking, I was on like 3 subscribers for so long, and I knew it was my mum and my sister and my husband. But yeah, it just took forever to grow, and I never expected like that much from it. But then when I got pregnant with my 3rd son, and the numbers were going up, and I remember I went off on maternity leave from my job, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like if I don't have to come back because the channel's grown so much, that would be incredible. And then on that year of maternity, it kind of like became my goal. I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I could build the channel up so much that I could like match my wage. And then I was able to, at the end of my maternity, quit my day job and do this full time, which was like a complete dream come true. And then I was like, oh, wouldn't this be amazing if this lasted until the kids go to nursery, like when Jackson's 2. And then it did. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, Jackson's starting school in September. And like this has seen me through the boys' like young years, and that's just incredible. I feel so lucky that I've been around for them, and not having to like go to my marketing job. So yeah, it's just all been a bonus, a massive bonus to me. And if I ever feel like not filming on a day, I just don't. But pretty much like the day in the lives, they're very easy to film because it's only like 15 minutes of a 24-hour period. So I can just pick up the camera when I feel like it. I really enjoy it as well. Like I really love sharing with you guys. I love the community that we have. I love getting tips from you. Like I had so many emails and lovely messages during the like lockdown and pandemic from people saying, you know, you've made such a difference, like you're really inspiring, it's like helping me get through. But I don't think that you guys realize that it's actually really helped me get through, and Matt as well, that like, I don't know, you feel like you've got like a purpose. And if I find a new recipe, you know, rather than just sharing it with like my friends, I can like put it out there and like, oh, you guys try it, and like will tag me and like let me know what you think. And I've actually just got so many tips from you guys as well. So it's like, I feel like I've got so much from this from you guys as well. So I don't know, I'm just like going off on a tangent, but the answer is no. I really love doing YouTube. Like Matt jokes that I'm addicted to it. I always want to post, and someone else asked the question like, how do you answer so many comments and messages? But I just love it. Like if I'm ever watching TV, I will have one eye on the TV, but I'll also be answering your comments and messages on Instagram. I really feel like, you know, I love connecting with everyone. I just feel so chuffed that you guys like the content and stuff. So yeah, just a massive thank you. And yeah, I feel like this video is quite long now, so I think I'm gonna end it here. There are more questions, but maybe I'll do a part 2 if you liked this. And yeah, just thank you so much for all your continued support. Ask me anything else you have in the comments, because you know I read them and answer you guys. And yeah, thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.